got a question about eating liver. Heard, liver is pretty cheap. Saw it for like $2 a pound,
Right.
frozen section.
Right.
Why do people not just eat a ton of that? I've heard it can give you gout, but I don't know.
Have you
No, it
been-
doesn't give you
If
gout.
that's
Have
even
you been
true.
watching
Let
the
me-
Liver
Is that
King?
bullshit?
Let me tell you why people don't
who's
eat
Liver King?
I don't know. But all right, let me tell you why people don't eat liver. Because grocery store liver is usually shitty. That's why they don't eat liver. It has a foul flavor. It's got a shitty texture to it. And those of us that eat custom meat, like for example, here next week we will be taking delivery of 15 sheep that we have. I got a guy that raises sheep over close to my house, and we sell those sheep processed for $470 a piece. So I buy the sheep from the guy. He takes them over to the plant. Plant kills them and hangs them for 3 weeks, and we get the heart, liver, and kidneys. Now that liver is good. That's good. If all you have ever had is grocery store liver, you do not have any idea what liver actually tastes like. And it's good.
That just pales in comparison.
It pales in comparison. And
real liver.
And the thing to remember about eating liver is that you fry it medium rare. Do not cook it all the way through because it turns into dirt. If you cook it all the way through, any organ meat, you're going to have to eat medium rare. So you take a slice of liver, get the skillet hot, put some butter or oil in it, fry it for about a minute on each side, take it out, put some HP sauce on it, and go to town. Now, that is the best way to eat liver as far as I'm concerned. Now, a lot of people want to smother it, and there was a cafeteria here in town that didn't do many things right, but they did know how to make liver. And they would take sliced liver and they would roll it in French dressing and breadcrumbs. And and then they'd fry that, and that was good. That was actually very good. French dressing and breadcrumbs, and that was some excellent shit. It really was. And you can eat with treating it like that. You can eat store-bought liver without a lot of trouble. But if you really want it to taste good, it's got to be.
That's really
all right.
That's really covering up the flavor of the meat.
Yeah, it is. It covers up the texture more than the flavor. Because the flavor, if you've got French dressing and breadcrumbs on it, you're not really tasting much of the liver anyway. But the texture becomes irrelevant with that kind of treatment. In other words, you can stand to eat your liver if you do it like that. But let me tell you a little secret, all right, about store-bought liver. All right, and I know a guy, a veterinarian buddy of mine, who, when he got out of school, he had his first job as the veterinarian at a kill plant, at a beef kill plant. And 90% of the livers that come out of feedlots are condemned. They go to dog food. They're not fit for human consumption because they feed them a whole bunch of real hot shit in the feedlot, and it makes abscesses in their liver, and they cannot be sold for human consumption. So they have to carefully look. They have to inspect the livers, and they'll cut them and look at the cross-sectional livers and make sure there's nothing wrong with them, and then they go in the food pile. The rest of them go to dog food. So feedlot liver is not good. And if that's the only exposure to liver you've ever had, you're not going to have a good impression with it. A lot of people don't like liver because that's all they've ever had an opportunity to eat. I'll tell you the best liver I've ever eaten was domestic rabbit liver. Yeah.
It's got to be pretty small.
No, it's about the size of your hand.
No shit.
about that big.
Hmm.
It's got like 3 lobes. Doesn't look like human liver. It's got 3 lobes. It spreads out. It's about that big. It's a big liver, but it's good. It's real good. So, liver's gotten a bad rap because of because of the way domestic commercial liver is generated and produced. And if you buy a tray of 4 or 5 slices of frozen beef liver at the store, it's a crapshoot. It might be okay and it might not be. And if you eat it the first time and it's not okay, you're going to think that liver is shitty. And that's why everybody thinks liver is shitty, because a lot of it is. If you buy it like that.
Well, I'm excited for some proper liver then, because I actually don't mind the shitty store-bought liver. So what must genuine liver taste like, I wonder?
It's good.
Now, my mom used to make me liver and onions probably every 6 months or so.
Yeah.
Put in some breading, fried it up with some onions.
It's good.
Delicious.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's fine. And once a week is a real good. I mean, if you're eating liver once a week, your vitamins are going to be where they need to be. I mean, vitamin concentration in beef liver is very, very high. Who was it that was it Vince Gironda used to talk about liver tabs? Desiccated liver?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He wanted you to eat 30 or 40 of those a day. And a whole bunch of, I think he was like 2 dozen eggs, too.
2 dozen eggs a day?
2 dozen eggs a day.
Shit. Man.
2 dozen eggs a day, and 2 dozen eggs a day would be 700. About that right there in just itself, that's 150 grams of protein a day.
Yep.
Just from the eggs. But yeah, he eat eggs and desiccated liver. Back in the 60s, ran a bodybuilding gym in Los Angeles. Vince Gironda. Look him up. That was an interesting place. Well, hello, boys and girls. Coming up this Friday on the Starting Strength radio podcast, we're going to have what we call a Q&A, a question and answer. This one will be a call-in Q&A where we actually run the risk of letting you guys run the show. You call in, you ask us questions, and we answer them and try to be informative and amusing and, all kinds of other good things thrown into the mix. All right? And this is called the Call-In Q&A, and that's what's coming up this following Friday on the Starting Strength Radio podcast. You need to make your plans right now to watch the thing here on the network. Watch it live. Don't just listen to it. That won't you're getting not as much out of it as you will get out of it. Like, look at my wonderful facial expressions. You know how much that adds to this experience? Plan on signing up to the network and watching us Friday as we do the next call-in Q&A on Starting Strength Radio.